Hello there, I am RJB for RJBTV, and I have returned yet again to entertain you with some cutting-edge StarCraft gameplay. And today we are diving into a rivalry that is probably the longest lasting and the rivalry that probably has seen the most action on Battle.net out of any other rivalry there is. I mean, there's the rivalry with Minchul against, for example, 458, or Lee Bok-gu against JH, or there's Humbert Sasu against pretty much everyone, really. He has a rivalry going with everyone. But there are a lot of rivalries going, and a lot of games are played between all these rivals, but I think that Rabbit, who's here on the name Jun23542887, a lot of numbers in the names today, here on the Terran, has probably played the most games out of anyone against 458. I mean, there are a couple close contenders like JH and Lee Bok-gu and even Humbert Sasu have all played a lot of games against 458, but I don't think there's anyone else who has played as many games against 458 as Rabbit has. And in part, that's because 458 lives in America. And Rabbit lives in Korea, but Rabbit has a very weird streaming schedule where he's basically streaming in the middle of the night and past midnight, and that perfectly works out for 458 because 458 comes home after work, and then there's Rabbit who's online and he plays against Rabbit. That's basically how this rivalry came into existence. It was out of convenience in terms of time zones. Now 458 here on the Protoss. As usual, he is mostly playing Protoss against these other top-level fastest players and streamers. Now Rabbit here, he is known for being smart and precise. Not per se the fastest, he's fast, but not that fast, because look at the APM there on the top. That is pretty much the APM Rabbit will keep playing at, maybe 250, maybe 300 in rare cases and occurrences, but 458 is significantly faster as a player. He does a lot more things, but he also, I believe, tends to get outbrained by Rabbit most of the time, but being outbrained doesn't always mean winning the game or losing the game, because, well, being fast can also get you a lot of things done. But that's just, I mean, I'm not going to say Rabbit is a lot smarter, because both players are very smart players and very accurate and precise. Might even say that maybe their playing speed isn't actually affected all that much. Maybe they're actually just evenly matched. Despite all the differences in playstyle, all the differences in mechanics, they're actually just kind of evenly matched. And that's what we're going to see here, an evenly matched game, an even showdown between Rabbit and 458. 458 finally arrives here on the scene after I've been talking a lot of nonsense for the past 3 minutes, and he arrives, but it's a little bit too late because the bunker there is finished. He does get that pylon down there on the side to block access to the refinery, so no gas income there for Rabbit anymore. They have to kill that one first. The Zealots here don't really get much done. They do kill one SCV and one Marine, but that's about it. He's gonna kill a second SCV, but now the Zealot there is stuck on the top corner, gonna try to make its way out of there. Gonna try to stay alive, gonna try to do one more bit of damage, but it goes down with 2 more Zealots there arriving on the scene. They're getting on top behind the bunker. Marine micros its way out of there. Gets on top of Marines there. Pretty good micro there from both players. He's gonna get one more Marine kill, and that is it for now. Although 2 more Zealots are on the way, but 458 here back at home is progressing really nicely. He started off with 2 gateways into a Nexus. Usually that is a build order we see on a corner spawn, but he's on a middle spawn, and he tried it yet. Anyway, he tried it anyway, despite not being on a middle spawn. He tried to rush for the corner spawn, and it's pretty much a cross-map situation, so he's not going to do much damage to Rabbit here. Although Rabbit did go for a +1 command center, which kind of plays into the fact that he went for 2 gateways. Because, well, 1 command center there, of course, means there's more time spent or lapsed before his first Marine comes out. But he manages to hold on just perfectly fine with the help of the bunker. They're in the back, and now he's progressing really strongly to a very strong economy build order that's going to let him just explode in terms of income around 6 minutes. Although the income is already pretty high, he's already ahead of workers of 458, although 458 now also getting its own 3rd Nexus there. So it's going to be 3 command centers against triple Nexus. A lot of money coming in for both players, and I don't think we'll be seeing a lot of action, although Rabbit here is actually planning on getting some action on the board in a response to 458's aggression early on. 458 moving out there with a couple of zealots, and he's gonna walk into a pretty strong ball of marines, but I'm not sure which way this is gonna go, because Stim upgrade finishes just exactly in time, and those zealots are caught out really badly, and they're gonna get taken down. A couple of them might survive and make their way back to the canister in the choke. But this is a pretty strong marine ball. Range is on the way. You got a factory there getting put down as well. And after the factory, we're going to see double starport, because I see two SVs there moving into the starport building location. Maybe a triple starport. Triple starport would be absolutely insane, but it would allow him to really defend exceptionally well against shuttle drops. And triple starport it is. You got a factory there, machine shop on the way. He might try to bust through the front door there, but I see a lot of zealots and I see triple cannon. That is probably not going to happen. That's also why he's pulling back just a little bit, hoping to catch a shuttle out as it moves out of the base. That's what he's doing there by keeping those marines there out in the front. But 458 also, of course, is going to check exactly for that to see if the marines are still there so he can adjust his game plan accordingly. Got double robo there in the front for 458, although they are very delayed. The shuttle hasn't even finished yet. Usually with other build orders, we might be seeing a rubber bubble. I'm tripping over my words. The Reaver shuttle finished at about 6:15, but now the shuttle finishes at about 6:20. So we get a huge delay on that very first attack. We get a huge delay there, and Rabbit also securing a lot more side vision there with turrets and marines. It's going to be a difficult game for 458 because honestly, both players are progressing really nicely and exactly as either player really intended. Well, I'm sure 458 really wants to start hitting hard very soon, but I don't think he's going to hit hard very soon because those raids are coming out any second now, and once those raids are out, it's going to be very difficult for him to fly across the map and start landing those drops because the shuttles have to fly through raids attacking them. And Rabbit is very good at scanning with his shuttles, although this is starting to look a little bit interesting, although he might fly into the turret there, and the turret might just throw a wrench into this party. It might throw a wrench into the party, already knows the shuttle is there, it's going to take down those turrets there with those gateway units, but the raids might be flying to the front there, although he's going for the attack, but there's a bunker, and he made a wall just in time. He's going to have to take down the depots, but the depots are just exactly perfectly spaced out to allow the firebats behind the depots to take down the zealots, but it's taking way too long because it might only be a single firebat inside that bunker. The Reaver is also doing a lot of damage there, and 458 is actually breaking through, but he does lose the Reaver there, and also going to lose Dragoons. Rabbit there holds on tightly. Actually holds on better than I anticipated. Does lose a lot of units, a lot of depots, a lot of bunkers, but in the end, he wins the fight, and that is all that matters. He doesn't care about losing those couple of marines. All he cares about is defending the attack, deflecting the attack, and buying himself even more time to get richer and bigger, and he's growing bigger and bigger by the second. He's got double armory, still only one factory, one tank. He's really playing this with pretty much just Wraith Marine and very good unit placement. But 458's got some tricks of his own up his sleeve. He's putting his Dragoons there on the side, right below the turrets, and he can shoot past the hill once he gives himself vision over the hill with something high up in the air. Also, those Dragoons should allow him to damage those raids. The Rabbit there, putting a tank up on the high ground, smart move, playing very defensively. He's paying attention to all the details except the detail that his top corner there is wide open. That's the only detail he's missed. He's basically protecting everything else except that top part of his base. And it looks like 458 is taking even more time for his second attack. He wants his second attack to be absolutely perfect. But he's also preparing himself for what appears to be, I think, he's preparing himself for carriers in the near future. He's going for drops, and hopefully he's going to hit hard with the drops. And then while Rabbit is recovering from the very hard-hitting drop, he will follow that up with carriers. At least I think that is the game plan. Usually that is the game plan, so I think we can safely say that is most likely what's going to happen here. The Rabbit has as I said before, he's prepared himself very, very well. He's still only on 4 tanks, but he doesn't need many more tanks than 4. He gets spotted out there because a Marine there made its way onto that mineral patch. Now the Wraiths are going to be flying down. They're waiting to intercept, but he's unloading on the bottom corner. The Wraiths there are going to take care of those Reavers very quickly though, but the Dragoons, Reavers, and Zealots are going to take down a lot of structures here on the bottom side. Go straight for the starport. Marines there right next to the starport are going to take down those Zealots. So this drop, even though it was... he had to do something, it didn't quite do what he wanted to do, and that's a lot of money invested into something that honestly didn't achieve that much. More Dragoons moving into position to take the engineering bay out of the air, because engineering bay is providing a lot of very annoying hill vision that he'd rather not have. Or rather not give to Rabbit. Rabbit now also patching up that one hole there on the top left of his base. His supply count is 174, his SCV count is on 68. He is very healthy, and likewise so is 458 with 92 supply, and preparing yet another shuttle drop. He has Corsairs there as well. He's got Observers prepared as well. Observers with Corsairs are amazing against Wraiths. They just take them down way too damn fast. That is also why Rabbit is now switching from Wraiths into Valkyries. The Wraiths were there to help him through the early game, and now they're here to transition away into Valkyries. You got the Corsairs, they're on the scene. Corsairs are shooting. Where are the Observers? Observers are moving into position. Corsairs are... oh, great. Storms are on the Wraiths. All the Wraiths are dead and gone. There's only Valkyries, and there's a lot of units here on the lookout in this corner. But he's going to push very slowly to start killing everything that he can. So all the Wraiths are dead and gone. Tanks are sieging up, but the tanks are a little bit too close to the Zealots, and they're going to get taken down. He's more walking closer towards the SCVs. SCVs are running to safety. He can't get in range of the SCVs, so he's storming on other things instead, and everything gets taken down. But Rabbit there, very close, had to actually exert some effort to defend that one, because that was very well executed by 458. The follow-up drop there? No, it's not a follow-up drop. It's Corsairs ready to take down air units. And there's not much that... well, there's some stuff that can shoot into the air, but only a couple of Valkyries. A drop sneaks its way in while Rabbit is moving away with the Valkyries. Very bad timing, very unlucky timing there for Rabbit, and the storm lands. And he loses most of his SCVs right exactly as his minerals are low. That was a little bit of bad luck for Rabbit, who was focusing on something else. He was getting distracted, and 458 successfully, smartly makes his way in with a single Templar and storms those SCVs to death. Very well executed. It wasn't one of those very big, smart, exceptionally well thought out and executed setups. It was a very simple one, a simple, small distraction with some Corsairs, and he flies in. That was the one thing he needed, and quite ironically, he was sending in bigger attacks, but it turns out to be the small attack that does the trick. And now Rabbit is in a pretty difficult position. He has all the units he needs, got a lot of tanks, got a lot of Valkyries, like a lot of Valkyries. This is more than 12 Valkyries, and he's got even more of them on the way, so he will be very strong with his anti-air. A lot of Corsairs that are coming in as well. Carriers are not yet on the way, but he's getting shield and air armor, and I think air weapons as well very soon. Got a little fight there breaking out between Corsairs and Valkyries. The Valkyries win the fight pretty easily, but a drop comes in from the other direction. It was a distraction once again. Rabbit is running away with the SCVs. Templars are on the scene. Templar storm, Templar hits, but Templar doesn't kill any of the SCVs, and there's no second Templar there in the mix. Maybe there's still one Templar there inside the shuttle. He's going to pick up some units and try to drop them on top of the SCVs, but no, not going to work this time around, because the Valkyries coming to clear out those shuttles. And a frontal attack happening at the same time as well, but the frontal attack not really achieving much, although there's one tanker up on the high ground who's going to help those Zealots take down the bunker, the depot, but the bunkers themselves take down the Zealots before the depot can go down. So everything is working out just fine for both players, kind of. Like, Rabbit is taking some damage, he's getting slowed down, he's getting interrupted, he's getting annoyed by all this from 458, but the one thing that matters is that he's not dying. But the downside is he's stuck in his base, he can't move out, and he's giving 458 even more time to build up control over the map and to start getting his carriers up and running. His carriers are not yet on the way, he's still getting interceptor capacity, he's still sticking to Corsairs and shuttle drops for now. He might try to go for yet another distraction attempt, distracting somewhere, forcing those Valkyries to move towards the distraction Corsairs and fly in with a drop from another direction. Though there was a scan. Where did he scan? I want to know where he scanned. He scanned in the front. He sees that there's nothing there except some shuttles, but no Corsairs, no Oh, he goes for the bottom corner, starts to load in the bottom corner, and the Goliaths have to run away. Zealots are on the low ground, Zealots are pushing on the Goliaths, with tanks are unsieging from the top side, moving to the bottom side. Tanks are getting stormed by Templars, but the Templars don't really get much done. They do deal some damage to the tanks, but the tanks are mostly still alive. So yeah, quick response this time from Rabbit. He saw that the shuttles had already left the choke portion here where they ball up and gather. Like, all the rally points are here in the front. So whenever he scans the rally point of 458, he knows if a drop has been sent out or if it's still being prepared. And if it's already been sent out, it means that he has to prepare himself and be vigilant, because a drop will be flying in very, very soon. 458 going for the exact same distraction tactic once again. Corsairs there attacking the engineering bay, but I don't think Rabbit's gonna fall for it this time, because he's been falling for it the last 3 times, but this time around he keeps his Valkyries back at home and starts to attack the shuttle. The shuttles are unloading very close to the shuttles below. There's a couple Zealots unloading, but no Templars on the scene, so that drop attempt there from 458 doesn't quite succeed. And Rabbit is now completely healthy. He's completely healthy. He's got 72 SVs. He managed to weather the storm and stay alive, prevent any more damage from occurring and happening. And he's now switching over into, I believe, finishing up the last couple of things in his base, and he might move out for the attack. That's what I predict he's going to do. That's what I predict he's going to do. And 458 is still going for the shuttle drops. He's still going for the shuttle drops. A lot of Corsairs there flying towards his rally point location. But there's no shuttles. There's no shuttles this time around. The shuttles are here on the middle. I'm kind of wondering, what is he going to do? Is he going to try to go for a shuttle drop after a distraction? Because that has been his recipe so far. He distracts and flies in at the same time. He's got a pretty strong frontal attack there going. Rabbit is killing his own choke at the same time as well. 2 drops coming in from 2 separate locations, one on the top side, one on the bottom side, and there's Valkyries on both locations. Very beautifully done, but there's now, because he has so many Valkyries, there's not a lot of tanks on the low ground. And those, oh, he's killing Valkyries to open up supply space. Very smart. No, he's not opening supply space. Alright, he's not opening up supply space. I thought he was opening up supply space, but he's not. And now there's units in the front door just walking in because the tank count is so low that he can just walk in and deal damage. Same story there on the top side. There's nothing protecting the top side, so this on the top side is very slowly getting taken down. But Rabbit is still hanging in there, although he is almost 50 supply behind on 458. And now the Archon there on the top side is going to be taken down because it starts killing stuff. And 458 is going to go for the rinse and repeat pressure method. He was going for just shuttle draws with Corsairs before this, but once that stopped working, he is now switching over to Gateway Mass, frontal attacks, and shuttle drops at the same time. And hopefully it's gonna work. So Rabbit there's moving a lot of his units to the front side of his base, but his upgrades are actually really good. Better than 458, so the shuttle drop there comes in, but the shuttle gets taken down. Shuttle is unloading its Templar, 1 Templar unloads, but the tanks are unsieged. Tanks are sieging up. Storm comes out, Storm hits, Storm kills about 24, 50, 60, ooh, 2 drops at the same time, he kills everything there. Goes down from 76 down to 25 SVs, all the SVs on the minerals are dead and gone. Double drop attack once again, distracts Rabbit, and then hits him at the same time with the stealth move, and does the damage. Rabbit is really struggling to hang on. His game started very strong, but 458's multitasking is just absolutely top level. He does 3 things at the same time, and he does them well, controls every single aspect of his attack, and keeps up the pressure. Once again, drop comes in. Rabbit is responding a little bit slowly, as if he's running the safety, as if he's dodging the storm, but there might be a second storm. He kills his own SCVs with a tank shot. The Zealots are on top of the SCVs, your biggest nightmare, killing your own workers. He unsieges, but too late because the damage has already been done. He once again lost more SCVs. Another drop there, no Corsairs, and another drop. Yes, another drop with more Corsairs ready to go in. He goes in with the Corsairs first to try and distract and attack those Valkyries and damage them, keep them busy. Now the drop comes in. Flies over the Valkyries, but the Valkyries are not focusing on the shuttles. Shuttles are splitting up. Templars are unloading on the scene. SCVs are running the same. He wastes 1 storm, gets the second storm, but he dodges both the storm and keeps his SCVs mostly alive. Beautiful drop dodging work there from Rabbit, and good attack there from 458 as well. He's just really, really playing very sharp, and he's building on the sides of Rabbit's base at the same time as well to limit his movement, to limit his mobility, and give himself a very big buffer zone, because these cannons have to be killed first before Rabbit can go for the counterattack. So he's also feeling very safe in basically very standard 4-5-8 fashion. He's just playing very strong shuttle gateway macro play. There's a lot of stuff going on there at the same time. Got courses on the bottom side, drops from the front side, but it's not a real drop, it's just a distraction drop to keep those Valkyries away from the real drop as you're on the top left of the map. It's gonna go in very soon, goes in, follow attacks, the unit still keeps streaming in. He's losing tanks, drop comes in from the top side, Valkyries are way too far away. Drop comes in, Rabbit knows it, Rabbit runs away to safety, Valkyries are shooting but on the wrong thing, Templars are unloading but the Templars are too far away, and no Templars have unloaded, his SCVs are safe for now. Also the front side, he's slowly, well actually he lost all his tanks in the front, tanks are moving from the back to the front to reinforce the front because he's losing stuff everywhere. He's down to 120 supply, and not too long ago he was maxed out. So 458 is playing this exceptionally well, very slowly, taking the layers of Rabbit's defense down one by one. So he's splitting up the shuttles. Which one has the Templars? Templar unloads, Templar gets in range, Templar storms, and a lot of SCVs are going down. A lot of SCVs go down. He went down from about 60 or maybe even more down to 39. And now tanks are getting taken down by the Zealots, which are on maximum upgrades. His supply just keeps dropping and dropping, and another drop with a lot more Corsairs ready to go in once again through the front door, and they're going to focus on the Valkyries as well, because Corsairs are pretty strong against all those stacked up Valkyries. The shuttles are, well, the shuttles get taken down, but the Corsairs are now fighting the Valkyries, and the Valkyries are having a really tough time here. The Valkyries are losing the fight. Corsairs are absolutely destroying the anti-air option that Rabbit had, and he's just gonna hang them over on top of the starports. So every single Valkyrie that spawns from now on gets taken down, and there's nothing Rabbit can do against it. He's got about 10 tanks there in the back, a couple tanks still on the way, but he's broke, and more Zealots coming into the front door. Another drop there already flying in over the bottom side here on the middle right of the map. There's not much he can do. Rabbit is getting torn to pieces. He's tearing him apart, Lisa, and it's not looking pretty. And Rabbit knows it's over, calls CG, leaves the game, and that is a victory for 458. And that was part number 1 of Rabbit against 458, the rivalry of the century. Exciting game, and basically textbook execution by 458 with non-stop aggression from every single angle, and basically forcing Rabbit to multitask on a level that he's not capable of multitasking on, as 458 just out-multitasks Rabbit very hard. It was very, very well played. This is basically 458, I wouldn't say at his best, but close to his best. Very, very clean play from 458. So yeah, as I said, this was part number 1. So we're going to be having a part number 2 very soon as well, where the battle between 458 and Rabbit continues. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. It's RJB for RJBTV, and see you next time.